G'day, welcome back to the channel. In this one we're going to look at a story or an issue that I've talked about many times before, and that is that of insurance for electric vehicles, which is proving to be far more expensive than insurance for regular vehicles. Now, why is that? Basically because the battery comprises 50% of the value of the car. And as the cars get older, the value of the battery, the percentage, gets even greater. And even a slight dent or a slight impact on the battery can make it very difficult to repair. There's nobody that really wants to repair these things. It's too hard at the moment and very expensive. So what are the insurance companies doing? They're just writing off these vehicles or replacing the entire battery pack rather than trying to repair it. That is very expensive. They're trying to mitigate the possibility of a battery that has been damaged being put back on the road and then causing a fire later, which would be, potentially catastrophic and could open up the insurance company to huge liability. So they're playing it safe. They're taking the easy option and they are replacing the entire battery pack, often at huge expense, or they're simply writing the vehicle off as a total loss and just paying out the previous owner. Now that's hardly the circular economy that we've been promised for EVs. The problem is the fact that these batteries are extremely difficult to recycle or to repair, for that matter. When you look at recycling, you've got many cells, hundreds, possibly thousands of individual lithium-ion cells within that battery, and each one of them needs to be removed from the battery pack, then opened up, unrolled into the various layers, then those layers split apart, and then the chemical process of refining the chemicals back into their original materials for reuse, and that is a very complex process. It's not the same as with a combustion engine car where it's mainly lumps of steel that you can simply melt down and reuse. It's a very time and effort intensive process to recycle a battery. Also the same problem with replacing and repairing them. You have to actually get into that huge battery box underneath the car. It's not exactly easy to access. Then you've got to diagnose which of the modules has failed, replace that module. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, but it's just not as easy as changing a spark plug or, changing the oil on a regular combustion engine. So this is causing problems, and this article is basically explaining exactly what's happening. Inability to repair EV batteries could cause insurance to spike. EV drivers told premiums will rise until battery repairs are more feasible, and that might be a long time away. Insurance premiums for electric cars will continue to rise unless the UK can find a cost-effective way of repairing damaged batteries rather than replacing them, warns Thatcham Research, an organisation owned by motor insurers. This is because the component is worth up to 55% of the value of a new EV, exactly, and more as the vehicle ages and depreciates. As a result, some EVs that sustain damage to their battery in an accident are being written off. While the number of repairs is rising, it remains a very low proportion of total EV repairs, at 2%. Thatcham Research warns that as the number of EVs in the UK increases beyond today's 1.5 million, it's essential the UK develops a battery repair and refurbishment industry that will help to keep the costs of claims down. Dan Harrowell, Principal Engineer of Advanced Technologies at Thatcham Research, said there's a lot of discussion around recycling batteries, but as the insurance industry, we're focused instead on the repair, refurbishment and remanufacture of batteries. To maintain parity with ICE vehicles, we need battery refurbishment and repairs to be done by independent repairers. as happens in the replacement engine sector. The risk is that unless industry develops the skills to do this work, as we hit scale and as EVs age, write-offs will be more considerable. Insurers are also concerned that replacing a damaged battery with a new one puts the policyholder in a better position than they were before their accident, because the car will be worth more with a new battery fitted. This is just a nightmare for insurers. And what's the result of this? The result is that insurance premiums are going up for EVs, and they are far more expensive than they are for regular cars. And whereas with a combustion car, like I've said so many times before, you maintain a combustion car, it will keep going for decades and decades and decades. A battery EV is a disposable product, and of course, the insurance industry is going to end up footing the bill for this disposable nature, because you have to have insurance for your car because you're driving on the road, and it's going to cost a fortune if they keep replacing batteries or writing off cars instead of being able to actually repair them. One of the arguments that's always put forward for EVs is that they are so much simpler than a combustion car, basically just a battery and a motor. But the reality is that they're not simpler, they're just differently complex. The battery is an incredibly complex piece of equipment, and it's incredibly difficult to repair. And it's not the same as the ease with which you can repair a combustion car or a combustion engine. Many people can repair a combustion engine in their garage with basic tools. Just take off the carburetor or the radiator and replace it, or refurbish it and put it back on with simple tools. You try doing that with an EV in your driveway. It's basically impossible. And that is why these cars are going to get so much more expensive to insure. They're going to be harder to repair because, you know, enthusiasts cannot repair them on their driveway like you can with a regular car. It's going to make everything more expensive. Anyway, if you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know all this already, because we've been saying this for many years, but it seems that the media is only just catching up. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Bye for now. If you'd like to support this channel and display your anti-EV credentials to your Tesla-owning neighbours at the same time, why not buy some awesome MGUY merchandise, like this mug, this baseball cap, or this t-shirt. Each high-quality item sports the MGUY No EV sign, and they're all made to order, perfect for irritating the hell out of your local EV zealots. Visit store.mguy.tv or click the link in the description to check out the full range of products. And of course, you can always just buy me a coffee. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any tips or stories, go there. If you'd like to watch another video, go there. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, go there. And please subscribe to the channel.